What's up, gentlemen? So today I want to tell you and share my thoughts about this channel and the direction it is going to be going. Because the old empire, I'm not feeling it, right? And what I mean by that is when it started, right, it was all about giving business advice, tips, anything that I thought was going to be relevant or applicable to you on your journey to building your personal empire. Things that I've learned, things that I basically felt was important. And it started that way, and then it kind of became a little bit more like bloggy, vloggy, and then people really started watching more, in terms of the things that I was sharing, just random things about my life, which was cool, and I love doing that. But it's kind of been on autopilot a little bit for the past, I would say, year. Dad, you have the worst timing. I'm gonna come back to him in a second. It's kind of been on autopilot, and I've been posting like one time a week, and every week I'm like, what should I talk about? And so I started thinking and brainstorming, honestly, and it brought me back to what I used to do with Tiege Handling. For those of you who remember, the Tiege Handling, starting a business, building a brand blog, this one, big number, whatever, right? That decision to start that was one of the best decisions I ever made from a business perspective or standpoint. And the reason is because I got so much buy-in over the course of, basically I was doing it for like 7, 8, 9 months, talking about the lessons or the tips or the things that I was learning throughout the process. And so when we actually launched the brand, immediately we had like 1,000 subscribers. And so I was thinking about how much I enjoyed doing that. And the way that it basically worked is every week I would come on and I would talk a little bit about something that we were dealing with, something that has happened. But then what really made it special was the engagement. I was answering business questions from you. And so my thought was, I want to do that again. It was so much fun to actually see and answer your questions. And so here's how we're going to do this. Every week I'm going to come on, and this can change because I'm going to keep it a little fluid. But the idea is that I'm going to answer your questions because a lot of you guys have businesses or want to start a business or just have a general question about my philosophy on life or cats or whatever it is, and I would like to answer your questions. No question is off limits. Nothing basically I can think of would be something I really wouldn't want to discuss or talk about. I'm pretty much an open book. And so why don't we do that? So why don't we start today? If you have a business or basically any question for me, down below, ask it. Start it with question and then ask your question. And really, I think that's the way that I'm going to be able to filter the questions, because one of the problems is a lot of people will just leave comments like you suck or you're an idiot or you're ugly or you've got a weird thing in your eye, right? So for me to quickly be able to scan every week down, I wanted to start with question. And so if you've got a question, just start it with question, ask it. And then each week, I'm going to say who you are, and I'm going to read your question, and then hopefully do my level best to answer it. And so I'm excited. But let me just clarify something. Next week, I'm going to tell you about something else. Monday, I'm posting a video about my lawsuit, an update, a big update. That really was the inspiration for last week's me, being all bummed out and kind of like mildly depressed. I don't get that way often, but I'm out of it. My funk has officially left the building, and so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling optimistic, and I'm feeling energetic and excited. And so something cool that I just want to kind of, did I even just tell you anyway, this Monday, make sure to tune in to the Alpha M channel because I'm giving you a big update on the lawsuit. It is not a good update, but I'm going to do it because I'm a man, and a man owns his responsibilities. And even though I was thinking I could just not talk about this, kind of brush it under the rug, or just never talk about this lawsuit again, I thought, no. Not going to do that. I'm going to address it, and I'm going to talk about it. Because, once again, there's a lesson in this somewhere. Sometimes you have to do what's right as opposed to what's easy or comfortable, even if it's uncomfortable or you feel like you're embarrassed. And so I'm just gonna tease it right there. All right? You gotta tune in. Monday, tomorrow, Alpha M is dropping the update. Make sure to tune in. On that note, if you want to, I might as well throw an ad in because, well, I could use the money. No foreshadowing there. If you want to support Pete and Pedro, I've got a hell of an offer for you. It is going to be a salt. Sea salts for actually, come with me when I do this offer or giveaway. You're going to get a sea salt spray. You're also going to get a bold shampoo. You're also going to get a texture powder. $20. $20 for all this grooming goodness. Let me see if I've got something here I can show you. Sorry for the, let's see. Do I have it here? No, I don't. I've got, no, I don't have it there. This was not thought out very well, was it? Let's go in the studio, aka my office. A large bottle of salt. Do I not have a freaking bold shampoo here? This is ridiculous. Texture powder, I've got that. You're getting that. And a bold shampoo. It's sexy. It's bourbony, manly amazingness. Anyway, 20 bucks. If you want to get that, $20. Why am I doing it? Because A, I could use the cash. I could also use basically getting some of this inventory. A lot of these things, I've got too much inventory. And like we talked about before, inventory that's sitting on the shelves is literally dead dollar bills. And I've got some extra expenses this month. Just saying, if you want to help your boy out, please encourage your friends, your family to go to that link that I've got down below. You got to go through the link, you got to use the code and all that good stuff. Anyway, something I wanted to talk about is something that really was inspiring today. So one of the things that you guys know I have is a salon poster. I don't talk about it all that much, but I love it. I love everything it represents. I love the staff. I love everything that goes into that business. I love hair, right? It's been, very challenging ever since Mr. Posta passed away, but, it's an incredible salon, and the staff and everybody there just does an incredible job. Well, once in a while, I'll get a call from the staff that says basically like, hey, somebody is here, they're a big fan or they like your stuff, and yeah, if you're around, come on in. And so today, I was running. Right, I was just getting done with my run. In 20 minutes, I had my weekly T. Shanley call. And I told Courtney, she called me, I got a text message, and she's like, big fans, it's, husband and wife, can you come in real quick? And I'm like, I can't, I literally just got done with my run, I gotta get in the shower, I'm stinky, and I can't do it, right? And so I said, I'm sorry. She's like, it's no big deal, like, we'll do and give them like a gift basket or whatever. And so I said, all right, cool. And then I started thinking, I'm like, damn it, no. Man up, time to do what you need to do. So what did I do? I sprayed on a little cologne, I put some dry clothes on, I got in the car, and I ran over to the salon. And I met Ethan. All right, boom, Ethan right here. Ethan getting his cut by David, and then Ethan's lovely wife, boom, right here upstairs getting sexy by Bailey, all right? And so I went in and I met Ethan, and we were talking a little bit, and incredible. They drove in from Montgomery, Alabama, so this was amazing. I am so glad that I went and met them. And one of the things that Ethan said to me really kind of stuck with me. And Ethan has been watching me for like ever. He's in his 30s now. He's crushing it. Him and his wife own like insurance agencies or something like that, like overachievers. And so we were talking a little bit, and he said something to me that made me go, huh. He's like, I really love the Empire content. It really helps me, with, whatever. Sometimes you say something that's not stupid. And I said, well, thank you so much. And he said, one thing I just want to clarify, and something that, I think a lot about. And I said, what's that? He goes, the difference between motivation and drive. I said, Ethan, tell me more. He said, motivation gets you started, but motivation is something that's kind of like, it doesn't really matter, because when you're motivated, any hurdle or any issue that arises it kills that motivation and it prevents you from moving forward. And I said, okay, yeah, I get it, right? Motivation is kind of like the drug that gets you excited to start, but then as you're going through things, whether or not it's a business, a relationship, or anything, it typically, like, you hit a roadblock and that's when people are like, whatever, forget it, and they move on, right? Motivation is very intoxicating, it's exciting, it feels good, but it's fleeting. Drive is the thing that you truly need to drive through and plow through those obstacles, to keep you going, even when it's not fun, even when it's not sexy, even when you're not feeling super psyched, pumped, and motivated to do it. And I kept thinking about that all morning, and I just wanted to share that with you. As opposed to trying to figure out that motivational factor or piece of the puzzle, what I encourage each and every one of you to do is figure out what is that thing that drives you, that internal fire, that thing that is just burning inside of you. For me, I know what mine is. It's that insecure little boy that felt like a loser and felt like he was worth less than other people because of his situation growing up. The thing that drives me to be successful, the thing that drives me in order to achieve and do more each day, every week, every year, is that feeling of insecurity, trying to prove something to that insecure little kid that felt like he wasn't as good as you. And when I think about that, and when I truly boil it down to why I am the way that I am, I truly feel that is the reason. Now, you would think that a 50-year-old dude would get over it, but honestly, I'm glad I haven't. And I truly feel like that drive and that feeling is going to be the thing that propels me forward in the future. But what about you? What is that thing that drives you? Only you know, only you can say. Some of you may not be brave enough to say it or acknowledge it, but down below, I would love to know. What is the thing that drives you to be successful? I'd love to know. And I'd also love to know if you've got a question. Start it with question and ask it. Next week, we're boiling it down, breaking it down, and hopefully giving you some good advice on how to build your empire. Gentlemen, the old days of me just being like, I don't know what to do, that's done. It's gone. Now, a new day has arisen. You get what I'm saying. Gentlemen, thank you so much for everything. If you want to support Pete and Pedro, that deal right now, amazing, amazing. Hit it. Thank you in advance. You're awesome.